India was timeless. The music there, the food, oh man, it was out of this world, all of it. Lydia shuffled in her chair and smiled with her shoulders shrugged, enjoying the memories. Her greatest fear was those memories fading with age, of somehow dulling with the passing years. She had read and heard from Dr. Tyler that this was a healthy thing. It is something that the brain does, he says. It is something to be embraced because it makes us more fond of those things. A little bit of missing something is always healthy. It keeps us searching for new experiences. Lydia didn't see it that way. She didn't know what she would do if even 1 ounce of it faded. Any of her time with Simon. Those perfect 3 years with a man who had no family-given means of trotting the world, but made his own money, his own way. He was the pioneer of professional video blogging. Vlogging, it was called now. He was one of the ones who started that real-time travel, where people can participate, and he got to be not only quite adept at it and quite entertaining, but he was sponsored by so many companies that it was hard to keep track. In a little under a year, after his website started gaining traction, in an era when simply loading a video took hours, people sat and did it. For him. He was making money doing what he loved, and thus the decision was made not to go back to school right away. It was a decision her father absolutely abhorred. He threatened to cut her out of the will, and sure enough he did. 2 years later, when he died, she got nothing. Not even an invitation to the funeral. "Where else did you travel together for those 3 years?" Dr. Tyler said, leaning forward with his hand under his chin. Lydia liked him. He treated her as the professional, bright, and educated woman she was. Therapists' offices were not like they make them out to be in fiction. There is no lying on a sofa, and they don't pick you apart with these life-changing mantras they have memorized, nuggets of wisdom they pull out of an invisible hat. She thought of therapy sessions as a life school, the best discussion you'll have all week. A good therapist will just ask questions. When you answer, they'll ask how it was handled, what you could have done better, get you to reflect. In a way, therapists weren't giving you the answers. They were helping you think a little bit and find them on your own. It was just a rewiring of a way of thinking. Learning how to see things from a different perspective. Good therapists do that. He was a professional in his field, a therapist with a best-selling book out. In a way, they were peers, just peers at different spectrums. Everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Geez. China, Japan, Rio, Paris, Palermo, everywhere. The internet was budding at the time. Did his sponsors and supporters financially take care of you two that well to be able to support a lifestyle like you two had? That must be enormously expensive. You got to understand, Dr. Tyler, that the reason we were doing so well is simply because this was a new thing. His supporters were beyond excited about it. This was before everybody was walking around with a high-def capable iPhone in their pockets. This wasn't something accessible. He was so entertaining on top of that. Simon Maskeen was just one of those people. He was destined to be successful. Is he still doing it, as far as you know? Yeah, he sure is. Before I got blocked by his blog and his YouTube channel, he was still doing his thing. Big and corporate now. Has his own pay-per-YouTube channel. His content has millions of views. One of the most successful on the platform. Since YouTube hit, they were knocking on his door. His stuff was ready-made. Such a remarkable man. When I get unblocked from his account, you never know. I made my mistakes, but he is very forgiving.